Hello and welcome to this lesson, Creating ADX VMA Strategy in PineScript. This lesson consists of following sections. In the introduction section, I will introduce you to ADX VMA Strategy. Then I will explain ADX VMA indicator trading signals. After that, we're going to start building the strategy in PineScript. The strategy consists of following sections: input parameters section, custom functions, indicators calculations, and strategy trading logic. And in the end, I will explain strategy parameters. And we're going to overview those parameters. So let's begin. The strategy uses two indicators, ADX VMA and moving average. The main indicator in this strategy is ADX VMA. It is adaptive moving average indicator that responds to price fluctuations. So it will follow the price closely during trending markets and become less sensitive during sideways action. On your screen you see ADX VMA indicator applied to Bitcoin chart. As I just said, this indicator is looking like a moving average indicator, but it is very specific moving average because it reacts to the volatility of the price and changes its behavior. When market, like in this section, is strongly trending, the ADX VMA indicator is following price closely, but when market is flat, the indicator is simply flat. And so the stronger the market, the closer the moving ADX VMA indicator will be following the price movements. This indicator also is multicolored to easily identify trading signals from this indicator. So when color of the moving average line of this indicator is green, it means that indicator is giving us bullish signal. When it's yellow, indicator is giving us flat signal or no trend signal. And when it's red, it means indicator is bearish. It's giving us bearish signal. Then using these signals provided by this indicator, we can make a decision in our trading strategy. So the ADX VMA indicator itself consists of two other indicators, as its name suggests. VMA, also known as VDR, that stands for Variable Index Dynamic Average indicator. That is adaptive moving average, that is more sensitive when trending market and less sensitive in a sideways market. Second indicator in ADX VMA indicator is ADX, Average Directional Index Indicator, that measures strength of a trend. ADX value ranges from 0 to 100. It is usually considered when ADX is bigger than 25, market is trending. When ADX is less than 20, it is sideways market. So this ADX VMA indicator combines two indicators inside of it: ADX to identify a trend, and VMA indicator. It is a moving average indicator that is variable moving average. When the market is strongly trending, the VMA indicator is following closer to the price. When market is flat, here, then VMA indicator that is part of ADX VMA indicator is flat and is not following price closely. it's just going usually flat or less closely following the price movements. So now let's start developing the strategies section by section, and I'll explain purpose and logic of each section. Before we go to build the strategy, I want to point out that the strategies that we are going to build consist of two indicators, ADX VMA and moving average indicator. So therefore, I will explain how combination of these two indicators is going to give us trading signal that we are going to use to trade, to start any trade in our trading strategy. So moving average indicator in this trading strategy is going to be used to identify the main trend. And we can, if we need to, follow this trend, and only in the direction of the trend of the moving average, we are going to open corresponding position. What does it mean? For example, when moving average is trending up, meaning that the current moving average value, this blue line, is bigger than previous moving average value. That is one of the interpretation when moving average, that indicates that moving average is bullish, it's trending up. And opposite, when the moving average is trending down, meaning that current moving average position is less than previous moving average position, this could be indication the trend is down, and we are going to open the positions in the direction of this trend based on ADX VMA signal. So we are going to be basing our trading decision on the two indicators in this trading strategy: moving average, which is in blue, and ADX VMA indicator, that is yellow, green, and red. So I'll give you an example. So let's consider this area, for example, right? As you see, we have the simple moving average trending up, and the ADX VMA indicator is green over here. This means that moving average indicator is bullish because it's trending up, and the ADX VMA indicator is bullish because it's green here. Therefore, at this par, we can open bullish position. Now, there is another interpretation, by the way, of the moving average. Moving average can be trending up. This is one of the interpretation of the moving average. Another interpretation, when moving average could be bullish when the price is above the moving average. For example, this bar, close of this bar is here, and it is above the blue line, above the moving average, meaning that based on another indication, when the price is above moving average, we can open the position as well. So we have two interpretations of the moving average: when price is above or below moving average, and another interpretation of moving average is when the moving average is trending up and down. And we are going to use these both interpretation of the trend in our trading strategy. So now let's start building our ADX VMA trading strategy. We're gonna go to Pine Editor. We're gonna click on Pine Editor button. Then we're simply gonna click on Open and click on the new strategy. We are starting to develop the new trading strategy. So next, we are going to insert section by section into the Pine script editor, and I'm going to explain line by line what each section does and what it is used for in our trading strategy. So let's start inserting section by section. So first of all, we use a strategy function to identify that this is the strategy Pine script, and it has several strategy parameters that we have set in our strategy. First of all, overlay is true, meaning that any plots are going to be overlaid on top of the main chart. After that, we have a default quantity type, which is a percent of equity, and then quantity value is 100, meaning that we're going to use on each trade entire virtual account balance of our strategy. And also we have a commission type, which is a percent, and also we have a commission value 0.1%, meaning that we are going to deduct from each trade for commission. The value of that commission is 0.1% from the trade size. So in the next section, we have all the parameters needed for this strategy defined. First of all, trade type. In this strategy, can trade only long position when value of long is set, and it can trade only short position and can trade both long and short position. This parameter we need if we only want to trade long or short, or long and short trades. Next, we are setting up the three parameters related to the trend moving average. Trend moving average enabled parameters to identify when we enable the trend, when we consider the trend in our trading signals of this trading strategy or not. So trend moving average can be enabled or disabled. Then trend moving average type. Our trend could be a moving average of different types. It could be simple moving average, depending on our selection. It could be weighted moving average, or it could be exponential moving average. Default is weighted moving average. Next, trend moving average period, which is a certain value of a period of our moving average. Default is 150. Next, entry on above or below trend moving average. So this means that when this parameter is enabled, it means that we are going to enter the position in our strategy only when the price is above or below the trend moving average. This parameter is optional, can be enabled or disabled. Next, three parameters are related to exit. So we can have different type of exits in this strategy. It could exit when trend is reversed. It means that trend was bullish when we entered the position, and when trend is becoming bearish, we exit. This parameter is also optional, meaning it can be switched on or off. Next type of exit is when price is breaking the low or high of the previous price bar. This parameter is optional as well. We can enable or disable it. And also the exit type of this strategy can have different values. It could be on flat, meaning when ADX VMA becomes flat, or yellow color, as I showed previously, then we can exit the current position. Or when the ADX VMA is reversed, meaning that, so let's say we entered the long position, and then ADX VMA becomes bearish, becomes red color, then we exit. And in this case, and this is basically logic is applied when we have exit type on reverse. So next, 3 parameters related to ADX VMA indicator. So first we specify the period for ADX VMA, then we specify volatility related parameters, volatility ATR period and volatility multiplier. So this is what we have in input parameter section of our ADX VMA strategy. Next section is related to the functions that we use in our ADX VMA strategy. We use here one function which is get MA source. This function is responsible for returning us proper moving average type. We have in our strategy 3 moving average types that we use: EMA, SMA, and WMA, and we're gonna use this function to pass in moving average type and source and period parameters, and in return we're gonna get proper and expected corresponding moving average, EMA, SMA, or WMA. Now let's insert the next section of our trading strategy, which is section related to calculation of ADX VMA. So this is complex section where we calculate ADX VMA indicator. This section is using ATR indicator, is using max, function, is calculating ups and downs, deltas of the price movements, and in the end eventually it calculates ADX VMA moving average itself that we are going to plot on this line on our chart. And also it calculates ADX VMA trend that is providing us a signal from ADX VMA indicator, whether signal is bullish or flat or bearish. When ADX VMA trend is 0, meaning the signal is flat or no trend. When it's 1, it's bullish. When it's -1, it is bearish. In the next subsection, we calculate trend moving average. So we calculate trend moving average series itself using get MA source function, and after that we calculate certain variables that we are going to use in our trading logic: trend up and trend down variables, and then we calculate price above trend moving average or price below trend moving average. After that we plot trend moving average. Whenever trend moving average is enabled, then we plot it. And also we calculate breakout, bear breakout or bull breakout. We need this variable in order to calculate our exit logic when certain exit parameters are enabled. And the next and final section of this trading strategy is trading logic section. So in this section we do all necessary trading logic and we do all necessary calculations. So first of all, what we do, we calculate long condition based on technical indicators and based on the parameters of this strategy. We are considering, we evaluating ADX VMA trend whenever it's bullish, and also whenever trend MA is enabled, and then we are evaluating where the trend is up So this logic is calculating when if trend is up or not, and this section is only going to be considered only when trend MA is enabled. So when trend MA is disabled, this section is simply ignored, and this section will be always true. So, and the same applies for this section. When entry on above below trend MA is true, then price above trend MA will be considered, will be evaluated in this entire expression. Let's say, for example, trend MA enabled is false, and the entry on above and below trend MA is false too, then this entire sections will be true, and then long condition logic will depend only on ADX VMA trend variable, right? So this is a long condition, how we calculate long condition of our trading strategy. Short condition is opposite of long condition, mostly opposite. For example, it's gonna, short condition will be true when ADX trend equals to -1, and depending on whether trend down or price below trend MA is true, depending, and these parameters will be evaluated depending whether entry on above below trend MA is enabled and whether trend MA enabled is enabled. And exit condition depending on the parameters of the trading strategy. So for example, if exit on low high break is true, then we are going to evaluate if bear breakout is true. And next, depending whether if exit type is on flat, then we are going to evaluate if ADX MA trend is equals 0, meaning ADX VMA is flat. So depending on the parameters, we are going to evaluate corresponding signal from the trending, from the technical indicators. And for example, when exit type is on reverse, then we are going to evaluate whether ADX VMA trend is down. And depending on that, we are going to set exit long condition to true. And the same applies to the last parameter and variable that is used in this condition. When exit on trend reverse is true, then we are going to evaluate based on this logic whether trend is down or not. And the opposite logic, mostly opposite logic, is used on exit short condition. So next we calculated the technical conditions in our strategy based on the indicators we used. Next we are going to set the signals, long short, exit long or exit short, that we are going to use in order to allow to trade for our trading strategy. So these gonna be bullish variables, and we by default set them to false. And in this switch we are going to set either of these four variables depending on the certain condition. First, it's going to depend the setting of let's say is long variable is going to depend on long condition and whether current strategy is basically if it's less or equal 0, meaning that if current strategy is not long and the long condition is true, then is long will be set to true. And opposite for the short. If current strategy position size is bigger or equal 0, meaning current strategy is not currently short and short condition is true, then is short variable will be set to true. And for the exit long condition, when current position is long, and it is long when current strategy position is bigger than 0, meaning current position is true, and exit long condition is true, then exit long variable will be set. And opposite logic is for exit short. So now we have set our trading signal variables. So now we are going to execute trades depending on these parameters that we have just set. First of all, we're gonna make sure that we exit the current position if it is if we have corresponding parameters set. So whenever position size is bigger than 0, meaning it is long, and we have exit long signal, or we have a short signal, and short trades are not allowed. Trade type equals to long condition. When this condition is true, meaning the short positions are not allowed, meaning only long and short positions are not allowed. So when position is long and exit long is true, or we have a short signal and the short signal are not allowed, so then we close all positions. Or if current position is short and is exit short is true, or we have a long signal and long signal are not allowed, this is what this condition does. Long signals are not allowed when current trade type is short. And in these two cases, in these two major cases, we close all positions. In the next section, we enter the long position when we have a is long signal and when long positions are allowed. Long positions are allowed when trade type is not short. And in the next section, we enter short position. Whenever we have we enter short position in this line, strategy.entry, but we enter it only when is short variable is true and shorts are allowed. Shorts are allowed when trade type is not long. So we have completed development of ADX VMA Trading Strategy. Now let's save this script. So let's add custom suffix, click Save. Now let's add the script to the chart. Now, as you can see that with the default parameters of the strategy, it performs very well for Bitcoin on Bitcoin chart, and it generates 2,056,175%. So now let's review how this strategy works on the chart and review the strategy parameters. So let's take a look what parameters this strategy have one by one. So first parameter that the strategy is using, trade type, we can select if you want to trade only long positions, long and short, and only short positions. Certainly when we change the trade type, the number of trades is going to change. For example, when we select long and short, we can see that we have 41 trades right now, but let's keep it long. We have 21 trades only for long, and for markets that, for example, are trending up mostly, like Bitcoin. So usually it's better performance when you select only long trades. Next parameter is the trend enabled. When this parameter is checked, the trading logic is going to consider the trend moving average for this strategy. So we can disable it if you don't need to, if you don't need that trend moving average to be evaluated for this trading logic, or we can keep it enabled. Next, moving average type. We can change moving average type for our trend moving average indicator. Currently selected is weighted MA, but we can change it to exponential or simple moving average if we need to. Next, trend period is a period of trend moving average in our strategy. Next parameter is entry on above below trend MA. When this parameter is enabled, so only the trades that are above or below related to trend moving average will be taken. For example, when trade is long, only when price is above or below moving average, trend moving average will be taken. So when for longs, only when price only above trend moving average will be taken, and when the trade is short, only when price is below trend MA, only then it will allow us to enter short trades. Exit on trend reverse. So this means that when this parameter is enabled, so the strategy additionally is going to exit when trend moving average is reversed from long to short and another way. So, and the next parameter is exit on previous low high breakout, meaning that when price breaks the previous low and high, then the strategy will exit. Exit type parameter is responsible for type when strategy will exit based on ADX VMA indicator. So when the ADX VMA indicator reverses, for example, when we have long position and when the indicator becomes bearish, then strategy will exit. So when we have on flat type, it means that when we have a long position, but when ADX VMA becomes flat or yellow color, then strategy will exit. Next, three parameters responsible for setting parameters for ADX VMA period indicator. So we have a period for that indicator, and we have a volatility ATR period and volatility multiplier. These three parameters are parameters used by ADX VMA indicator in our trading strategy. Now let's review how actually it works on trading chart. So let's, for example, review this section. Because we have trend enabled, it means that when trend is going up, so this green line, which is trend MA in our trading strategy, and when it's trending up, it's green, and when it's green, long trades are allowed. So because it is green, so we can take, our strategy is allowed to take long trades. So in this section, the strategy is yellow, the ADX VMA is yellow, meaning flat, no trades. But whenever ADX VMA becomes green on this bar, and trend MA is green here as well, and then on the next bar, we establish long position. And we keep long position up until this section. Whenever ADX VMA reverses, when it reverses, the color of the ADX VMA becomes red. When it becomes red, it reverses, and therefore we close the position. So this way we verified if our ADX VMA trading strategy works as we expect. Summarizing this lesson, we built trading strategy based on two indicators, ADX VMA and moving average. I explained the logic of each section of the strategy and the parameters of the strategy. The strategy provides ability to adjust its indicator parameters, set different type of entries and exit that allows to adapt the strategy to different markets. This is the end of this lesson, and I will see you in the next one.